The reason that we have partnered with ClearVUE on this journey for carbon net zero has been really clear from the outset that we want to work with the experts in the field, which ClearVUE are, to help us achieve our goals of carbon net zero so that we can be an example to other golf courses and golf venues around the world who see what Carnoustie are doing, and will take the lead from that. Carnoustie Golf Links is a world-renowned golf venue based here on the east coast of Scotland in the wonderful county of Angus. We've got 3 golf courses, the Carnoustie Championship course, 8-time host venue to the Open Championship, and we also have the Carnoustie Burnside course and the Carnoustie Budden course, sisters to the Championship, but equally as good, equally as strategic a test, and well worth a visit for anybody who wants to come. We're not just about golf either. We have a retail business as well, looking after our guests from all over the world. We also have a very successful bar and restaurant called the Rookery, which any member of the public can come and visit, and we operate all year round. So it's not just a seasonal business for golf tourists coming from all over the world to experience Carnoustie for all it has to offer, but also our local community as well. Come and enjoy the golf courses and the facilities here that we have on site. Sustainability is at the very heart of everything we do at Carnoustie Golf Links, and it's a foundation stone that we run our entire business on. We see it as an ecosystem, that everything we do has to have an equal and opposite positive impact in terms of how it affects our local environment, but also on a wider scale as well, given that a lot of our customers come from international countries, predominantly in the United States of America. So it's really important for us to understand our carbon footprint, and we have partnered with ClearVUE for that reason, as they are experts in this field and can really help us understand what we're doing, what our carbon footprint is, how we can mitigate it, and then go further to lead by example so that other golf venues can take the lead from what we're doing here at Carnoustie to become carbon net positive in the future.
We use a lot of energy on the golf courses, from fuel with the buggies and maintenance equipment. We also use electricity in the clubhouse and gas as well for our kitchens and things like that as well. We do a lot for the environment here at Carnoustie Golf Links. We want to become net zero. We have very high ambitions, but we are working towards that, and we've won things in the past like Environmental Golf Course of the Year, so we're looking to build on things like that.
Sustainability means a couple of different things. We want to be sustainable from a financial point of view, and that's making sure that we understand our business and we manage it appropriately so that we can be here for a long time to come. But also sustainable in terms of the environment and our resources and how us as staff operate within the business. So sustainability is really double-faceted for us, but really important in terms of how we run our business.
We actually went out for a tender process, looked to work with an energy company, and ClearVUE came to light. They really appealed to us, you know, just the manner in which they dealt with you. They were really, really friendly. We kind of felt like we could strike up a good partnership with them.
So my name's Gary Mapstone, and I'm one of the Senior Energy Manager at ClearVUE. ClearVUE is a bespoke granular energy monitoring service. So what that allows businesses to do is understand exactly how much energy they're consuming and where down at circuit level. So ultimately this will help customers identify ways to reduce the cost, consumption and carbon, and we drill down at the distribution board level, so we're getting a much broader view of an energy use.
The install of the ClearVUE hardware did not affect the business at all. It was business as usual at Carnoustie Golf Links.
It's very non-intrusive. We install the kit live in most circumstances, and in Carnoustie's it was business as usual. We take the panels off, we clip the CTs, which are current transformers which go around each of the 3 phases to give us the accuracy that we need for the system. So once the ClearVUE system's installed, it's tested to make sure that the readings are correct, that it's accurate, and it's going to be what the customer needs. We've picked up all the correct circuits that were surveyed. So once the data is being checked, we then invite the customers to an online training session. So we run through the circuits, we show them the ease of use of the system, and then whoever is required for a login, that could be any number of staff, it's unlimited, they will be given their logins, and then the journey starts from there. Once the system's been up and running, and we as in us as energy managers, we have enough data. We'll start putting together a key findings report. We'll start suggesting recommendations where we think it could be wasteful energy or we think stuff can be improved, and that will be a mixture of behavioural changes and obviously CapEx or OpEx opportunities. But the good thing about the system is that it will quantify any savings that are in there, and I think that's the key.
Carnoustie for us is a Scope 1 and 2 strategy development project. So we are looking at all of the Scope 1 and 2, these are the direct sources of greenhouse gas emissions that the organisation is responsible for. So we're first assessing those emissions, so finding out the different sources, their relative sizes, and then we're working to identify ways in which the organisation can reduce these emissions year on year as it heads towards a net zero target for Scope 1 and 2. So this is really digging into the things that the Golf Links is responsible for, the things that it has control over, and these are the things which are going to deliver the biggest punch, both from a direct emissions reduction immediately, but also from a financial point of view, because we're hoping that through the advice that we can give them, they can become more efficient in the resources that they consume.
Before we partnered with ClearVUE, we weren't really aware of how much energy that the company was using. I mean, we had some idea based on what we pay for electricity or water, but there was no real metric for us to look at and understand and analyse. But now that we've partnered with ClearVUE, it's really transparent. It's very clear to us to see what we're paying, why we're paying, how we can reduce that to improve efficiencies from our carbon footprint, but also from economics in terms of the cost that we pay for energy.
Some of the unique benefits to ClearVUE are the granularity of the data that we can offer. It goes down to per second, per minute data. We can set alerts and alarms for spikes in usage and for dips in usage as well. So for example, it could be something like an air handling unit which may have had some maintenance on it and it's been put into hand, which is manual, and it could have been left on running. And what that system will pick up is the fact that it's still running, and obviously it's waste avoidance there. You know, what we can do is we can investigate why, we can set an alert, we can say exactly where wastage is, we can identify out of hours base loads, for example, what's on when things shouldn't be, and it is a carbon accounting platform as well. Now what that enables businesses to do is understand their carbon footprint as well, and it just allows businesses to focus on what we would describe as the 3 C's, which are quite important, which is cost, consumption and carbon, and it helps them understand where we can reduce it, where we can save money, and obviously make a much better carbon footprint for a business.
Thinking back to when we didn't have ClearVUE, you just had to wait until the end of the month to see your energy bill. You know, you couldn't really see that granular detail that you can see on the dashboard. So it's really important you can stop things if things are wrong. You can stop them straight away.
We've received exceptional levels of support from Carnoustie. So Carnoustie have set aside a team of 3 people, and we've been meeting them nearly every 2 weeks over the last 5 months, asking for things related to their fuel consumption, to their electricity consumption, even related to their fertiliser use in greenkeeping and those kind of activities. It's required a huge commitment from Carnoustie, and through this team that they've allocated to us, they've really met that challenge. And so really there's a huge emphasis on the sustainability team now to take this data and to assess it, which we have done, and to begin making these recommendations, opening that discussion about whether there are certain possibilities for reducing the emission sources at the organisation.
Although we got all this information from ClearVUE, we still have to action these things ourselves, like reducing fuels, reducing energy. But it's not just a golf course here at Carnoustie Golf Link, it's a whole environment, and that's what we're here to look after, and we're here to look after it for the future.
The partnership with ClearVUE hasn't just provided us with the raw data, which is extremely useful when we're looking at auditing or appointing our suppliers, but ClearVUE is also helping us to identify different processes internally, perhaps different pathways for supplier selection going forward in the future as well, and really helping us to be that custodian of how we look after and be as efficient as we possibly can be with our energy use. Sometimes businesses like ours have very clear ambitions, but to have that additional support from ClearVUE to shepherd us and make sure that we're hitting those targets as efficiently and as quickly as possible has certainly been something that I've seen with ClearVUE by our side. Sometimes sustainability doesn't always align with golf venues, and that's something that we at Carnoustie Golf Links are trying to change. Golf courses are seen as being huge users of water and energy and resource for luxury recreational purposes, but actually golf is good for the environment, it's good for people, it's good for health and well-being, and that's why we want to partner with ClearVUE in order to understand where we can be more efficient and we can be less impactful on the environment while providing world-leading golf experiences for golf tourism who come from all over the world to experience what we have here.
I think all businesses should have sustainability as a top priority. I think the beauty of having ClearVUE removes all of the guesswork. I think the granular data that you have at your fingertips, I think along with the sustainability work that we do, we will set companies on their journey towards net zero, and I think in Carnoustie's case it will really set them apart as from the competition. It's already a world famous golf course, and I think with sustainability leading the way, I think the future looks very bright for Carnoustie.
Emissions and energy savings and carbon footprint is a really big issue, and it's important that businesses, organisations, whatever you do, recognise that fact, and partnering with somebody like ClearVUE is extremely useful, and I would certainly recommend doing that in terms of not just making financial efficiencies but being ethical stewards for how we use energy going forward into the future.